Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, please subscribe. I'd really love that. If you're returning, how you doing? Grab your coffee, definitely a seltzer, snack, whatever you got, because let me tell you, you're gonna need it. All right, you're gonna need it. So, all right, this was sent to me, and I was just like, son of a gun. So, the big white building in DC, they changed, or shall I say reworded, the definition of what a recession is. They did. And it's because they don't want to, shall I say, allow people to know, or shall I say realize, what's really going on, and know that yes, we are in a recession. Okay, so this is what it says. Okay, and I'll put up a screenshot for you, and I'll even leave a link in the description box below, so you can read everything in its entirety. Okay, so this is what it says. What is a recession? While some maintain that 2 consecutive quarters of falling real GDP constitute a recession, that is neither the official definition nor the way economists evaluate the state of the business cycle. It is unlikely that the decline in GDP in the first quarter of this year, even if followed by another GDP decline in the second quarter, indicates a recession. Hold the phone. Okay. Now you all know what a recession is. Okay. Look at what is going on in this world right now. Okay. We have inflation at historic highs right now, just here in the United States. Historic, 40-year historic highs. And it's eating into consumer spending power. Okay. U.S. consumer prices surged to a new pandemic hour peak in June by jumping by 9.1% year over year. And that is according to the most recent data from the Bureau of Labor Statistics. And that's higher than the previous reading, which prices rose 8.6% for the year ending in May. All right. Now, to counter something called white hot inflation, all right, the Federal Reserve, they're doing rate hikes this year, okay? And this is supposed to unleash an avalanche, all right? Now listen to this, of home foreclosures and market drops while still doing little to halt skyrocketing inflation, all right? But we're not in a recession now, right? A lot of people are going to be losing their homes. There's still people who can barely afford to put food on their table. Our utility bills are through the roof. Car insurance is going through the roof, and they're blaming it on inflation. But we're not in a recession. Yes, we are. Okay. So the Fed, they hiked the interbank lending rate by 75 basis points, or 0.75%, which will lead to retail loan rates rising across the board. All right. And this is all part of the Fed's attempt to reel in rising inflation, which is the dishonest, okay, government claims it is at around 9%, but the rest of the world already understands it to be closer to 20%. Okay. So the rising interest rates by 0.75% isn't going to halt inflation. Not by any means. Prices of food, prices of fuel, consumer goods are all going to continue to rise dramatically in the months ahead. And the rate rise, however, will cause sharp drops in the housing market, since housing is so, it's strongly dependent on mortgage loans, and which are highly sensitive to interest rates. I mean, okay, when you bought your home, okay, whether for your own use or for investment, you shopped around to get the best interest rate, did you not? Okay. So because home loans are often 30-year loans, like who here actually has a 15-year loan? Nobody really. Because we all bought our homes when we were young, right? I have a 30-year loan. Even a small increase in loan rates can result in dramatic increases in monthly payments. Pricing many people out of these homes that they could afford 6 months ago, but now it's like, forget it. So now, people are like, okay, well, we could afford because how, it's like $2,000-$3,000 just to rent, but they got the mortgage of $1,500. Well, now that price hike is like, all right, well, now the mortgage is like, teetering and we can't afford that, along with all the utility bills. And then we got the car payment, the car insurance, and this and that, and this and that. We can't afford it. We've cut back on everything that we could possibly afford to cut back on. We can't do this. So now you're going to start to see foreclosures like you did back in 2008. And it actually might be worse this time. So the net effect will be falling home sales, decreasing value of real estate. So you know how, like, if you were to go on Zillow right now and type in your address, or your mom's address or your sister's address or whatever, and right now her 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,500 square foot home is worth 425. Well, with this, that house is no longer worth 425,000. It's now worth, or it could now be in the red, meaning you owe more than it's worth. Because that, I remember that happening to us when back in 2008 with that recession. We owed more than it was worth. So combined with large increases in mortgage defaults. So yeah, we very well could start to see a hell of a lot more foreclosures now. So, and foreclosure starts are now up 440% year over year. So now, like retail auto sales, they're down slightly, because remember, what was it, just a few months ago, or it could have been just late last year, it was cheaper to buy a brand new car than it was to buy a used car. Well, now retail auto sales are down slightly, although much of that may be attributed to lack of supply rather than demand. Okay. However, interest rates rise. People are increasingly priced out of automobiles. They wish they did purchase. All right. And a shocking number of Americans are now paying $1,000 a month on a car loan. It's ridiculous. My mortgage isn't even $1,000 a month. And that includes my homeowner's insurance and my property taxes. Now think about that. Now, the percentage of people taking out new car loans and paying $1,000 in monthly payments has almost doubled, from 7% to 12.7% over the last 12 months. Who does that? The way I see it, if I can't pay cash for it, I don't need it. I'll scrimp and save before I go buy a car, just so I can pay cash for it. And the average monthly payments on the new car loans are at a record high of $686. And used car market, that they have seen average monthly payments of $554. That's up 12% year on year. And the pandemic supply chain problems, they're partly to blame, with the shortage of new cars leading to price hikes. And monthly interest rates, they also shot up after the Federal Reserve raised the rates. So, you know, I mean, this is not something, I mean, you know, priorities, man, you know. Now, this is insane. I wouldn't buy a new car now, even if you paid me to. Thanks. I'm happy with my 10-year-old car that gets me from point A to point B, and there's not a damn thing wrong with it. You know? Well, no, she's 9 years old, because it's a 2013. But still, you know, I mean, it's just ridiculous anymore. I knew this bubble was going to burst. I knew it. This housing bubble. I knew it. My father called that a long time ago, because he used to be in real estate. That's why he had me sell all of his rentals that he had, because he asked me if I wanted them for extra income. I said, no, Dad, no. I don't want that responsibility. So, yeah. It's just, it's nuts. All right, guys. That's all for this video. I love you. I'll see you in the next one. You stay safe. You stay positive. You keep prepping. And as always,